Hey guys, what's up? It's RGTV and I'm back with another video. Remember yesterday how I was talking about Eric Bledsoe and the situation down in Phoenix and how he might get traded? Well, how he is going to get traded for sure. Well, there's been reports that he's going to be traded to New York. And I don't know the exact details of this trade if it were to go down, but it's pretty much something like Billy Hernan-Gomez and the Frank kid they just drafted for in exchange for Eric Bledsoe. But then again, I think New York might throw in another pick because that's what Phoenix might ask for. But New York needs all the picks they can get, so I'm not too sure if they're going to be willing to give up another pick. If I was New York, I wouldn't do this trade because it pretty much puts you in the same position as last season. Because Eric Bledsoe, he's already in his prime, and the only good players in the Knicks right now is Porzingis and Hardaway. And that Frank kid might turn out to be something special, so I'd rather keep the Frank kid than Eric Bledsoe. And if you get Eric Bledsoe, Porzingis is not going to have room to develop. Another thing that happened yesterday was the announcement of D Wade coming off the bench. To me, it wasn't really a surprise because it wasn't working out the way it is. And when Isaiah Thomas comes back, D Wade off the bench is going to be pretty deadly, leading the second unit. But this is the first time D Wade has ever come off the bench during the regular season. But I'm pretty sure after a couple games, he'll get adjusted to it. And he's pretty much the leader of the second unit. So J.R. Smith is going to be the starting shooting guard again. I think it's a good fit because the first couple games for D Wade have been pretty bad. The game in Chicago wasn't that bad, but the games before that have been pretty much like terrible. He hasn't produced anything for a starting spot. And I feel it'll work quite nicely with him and Derrick Rose coming off the bench. After this announcement, Wade, in his press conference, he was asked about him and how he feels about his spot on the bench, and he had to respond with this. When me and Coach talked before I decided to come in, we both talked about the opportunity for me to kind of lead the second group, but we also both talked about what I've always done with my whole career is I've always started, and that's what I know, so our goal is to see how it was. Wade wasn't the only one questioned about the decision. Coach Tyronn Lue was also asked about this, and he responded with this. We talked about it before he got here. It'd be a better fit with him coming off the bench. I agree with Tyronn Lue because the Cavs bench is going to be scary. Probably the second best bench in the league, second to the Warriors. Oh, also, yeah, yesterday there was a couple of fights. So yeah, in the first clip, it was LaMarcus Aldridge and Serge Ibaka that got in a little fight. It was nothing too serious. They just got tangled up and fought and had an argument. In the second clip, that was James Harden and Mario Chalmers. I don't think Mario Chalmers is trying to fight with him. I think they just got tangled up with their legs, and one thing turned to another, and it turned into that. Well, besides all the fights yesterday, one other thing happened, and that was Ben Simmons getting his first triple-double. If you think about it, that's pretty crazy. His fourth NBA game and he already has a triple-double. That's kind of insane. Ben Simmons in this game had a monstrous game. He played 34 minutes, had 21 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists. He had a 1 steal. He was 8 for 11 from the field, 72.7%. That's out. Oh my god. And with Ben Simmons' best game of his career, the 76ers were able to get the W against the Pistons. This is a big win for him because if they didn't win this, they would go down 0-3. And if a young team like the 76ers, they're trying to fight for a playoff spot, and any win matters with the tight race to go into the playoffs in the East because all the teams are pretty evenly matched because they're all pretty bad. So like, if you do good enough, you'll make it. Me personally, I think Ben Simmons could still do better because he's still young. He's gonna develop year after year. I think it's just a taste of what he can do from the upcoming seasons. And if you think about it, he's probably pretty much the second most unguardable player in the league, length-wise, to Giannis Antetokounmpo, because Ben Simmons is 7 foot. You can't guard him, a guard can't guard him, a forward is too slow to guard him, so he's pretty much unguardable. He's going to do anything he wants to except to shoot because his jump shot's not that good. Even though he went 8 from 11 today, I don't expect that to happen every night on a daily basis, but he can make it happen if he keeps on pressing. Talking about the playoff race, here are the Eastern Conference standings. Okay, so leading the race, we got Washington. They're 3-0, and then the second seed is Cleveland. They're 3-1. They're a half game behind Washington, and so is Orlando. You think about it, it's crazy. Orlando is the third seed, and Orlando is also 3-1. Milwaukee is also 3-1. Toronto, they're 2-1. Miami is 2-1. Brooklyn is 2-2. Boston is 2-2. Detroit's 2-2. Indiana, all the way to Atlanta, are all 1-3. Chicago, New York still haven't won a game. Me personally, I think Brooklyn is gonna be a playoff team this season. I don't know how many wins they're gonna get, but I'm pretty sure they'll make it into the Eastern playoffs. Now we take a look to the Western Conference. We have Memphis as the number 1 seed, 3-0. San Antonio is also 3-0. The LA Clippers still haven't lost a game, but the third seed. Houston is 3-1. Minnesota is 2-1. Utah is 2-1. Portland is 2-1. Golden State is 2-2. New Orleans is 1-2. The rest of the teams are all pretty much 1-2 or 1-3. A couple games behind. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure by the end of the season, Golden State is going to be the number 1 seed, and it's either OKC, the Spurs, or the Rockets. They're going to have the number 2 seed. It's debatable, but I think it's going to be OKC. Oh yeah, guys, that's pretty much all the news I got for you today. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. I'm trying to grow my channel and make more content for y'all. If y'all find this enjoyable, please leave a like. Alright, thank you guys.